Let me see. I'm trying to adjust my microphone to make sure that the sound is good from the start. Give me a minute. Let me just check the video on another device so that I make sure the sound is good. On another device. Okay. Fantastic. Okay, good. I have checked it and it is working. Welcome to my every Sunday live stream. Thank you for joining me. If you're going to join and watch the replay, thank you for watching the replay. I'm glad you're here. Today is Independence Day in Nigeria. I am in Nigeria, so happy Independence, Nigeria. And obviously that's why I'm trying to wear some green stuff, you know. I'm trying to be loyal to my country. Yay, exciting. Doesn't matter the challenges we face in our country. Nigeria is a great country. And like they popularly say, Nigeria no they carry last. So yeah, I'm celebrating my country. Okay, so today's live stream is the beginning of a new series I'm doing on entrepreneurship, on business and starting a business. And the reason why I'm doing this series is because I've been talking about financial independence, growing your money, earning more money, securing your bag and things like that. And one of the pathways, okay, to doing this is entrepreneurship. Okay, there are multiple pathways. I mean, you can work a job and start to save and start to invest and start to grow your money, okay? But one of the pathways that you can do or you can take is entrepreneurship. So either you start a side gig or you're an entrepreneur. That means that you're an entrepreneur within an organization, or you decide to just go from maybe being an employee to an entrepreneur fully. So either side gig, entrepreneurship that's within an organization helping you grow, or entrepreneurship where you go fully doing a business. Okay. And today I'm going to be sharing the top secrets I've learned from successful entrepreneurs. Okay, so my journey to learning from successful entrepreneurs actually started in 2015. Wow, time has gone. That's 8 years ago. Okay, so let me tell you, in 2015, I used to have a radio show called The Entrepreneur's Journey. I literally started that show because I wanted to really understand these successful entrepreneurs. I look at them, they don't have two heads. So what is it about them? What is it that they have that sets them apart? What is it that's making them really succeed and stand out and make so much progress in their businesses? So I decided that what better way to do that but than to start a radio show, interview them, and as I'm interviewing them, other people can learn and other people can also be blessed on the show and also learn to build successful businesses. And my show ran for I think about 6 months, before it went off air. But that was an amazing educational experience for me, because in those 6 months, I literally learned a lot about building a successful business and the mindset of successful entrepreneurs. And it's from that perspective that I want to share the top secrets I learned from them. And also as an entrepreneur myself, this is my third business that I'm actually starting and running. I've also been able to apply these things I've learned and also, tweak some of them, become better at it, and use it to grow our company. Okay, our company at our last fundraise valuation were valued at 7 figures in millions of dollars and all that stuff. So I think I know a thing or two. I'm still learning myself, so this is not me feeling like, oh, I know it all. No, but this is me saying that I believe I know a thing or two that would add value to you if you are an entrepreneur, or you're thinking of being an entrepreneur, or you're an intrapreneur and you want to contribute to help another company to grow. Okay, so that's the value I believe this video is going to bring for you. Now, the first thing that I've learned, personal experience and interviewing successful entrepreneurs, is that entrepreneurs first start with a problem they want to solve. Okay, so they are not fixated about, okay, I have this bucket that can help people fetch water. Let me go and sell buckets. They're always literally thinking about, they start with a problem. They always say, you know what? I noticed that people don't have buckets to fetch water, or good quality buckets to fetch water. And I decided I wanted to create a good quality bucket to solve their problems. Okay, so the first thing is that they always started with a problem. Okay, so for example, when we created our company OFR and we created our platform Ruzol, what we noticed was that first of all, a lot of micro and small businesses didn't have access to capital for their business. On the other hand, we noticed that individuals who maybe they don't want to start a business, but they would like to sort of invest their money to support other people, they didn't have like a credible platform to do that. And so we created our Ruzol platform to bring together these two people who needed money for their businesses and people who wanted to support small businesses and make a return without losing their money. Because we had people saying that, oh, I tried to support this business, I lost my money. So we said, no, let us create the structure around it, leverage technology, bring these two people together and create a seamless experience, okay, to help the people who needed money for their businesses or to acquire assets, and the people who wanted to invest and support these people together. And that's how we created our platform, Ruzol. So you always start with a problem. You don't start with a solution and go and find the problem. You start with the problem, and then you leverage your problem to create a solution for the problem. Okay, so that's the first thing I learned from successful entrepreneurs. I mean, and I've interviewed so many of them. From the guy who thought, I remember one interview I did with this guy, it was very inspiring. He thought, you know what? A lot of African young girls always carry white doll babies, and that doesn't help them have a good sense of self-image. And he thought, you know, I want to create doll babies that are reflective of the color of the skin of these young children, so that they'll be proud of their color and their identity. That's amazing. So you see, he started with the problem and he created the solution, and that's the first point. Focus on what problem you want to solve and then create a solution for it. Don't try and say, okay, this is my solution, let me find a problem, okay? Then the second thing is, which is very reliant or leans on the first one, is they are focused on the customer they want to serve and spend time creating solutions for their pain points. Remember what I said in the first point? The first point is that they are super focused on finding a problem. The second thing is, who are they going to solve this problem for, which is the customer? And that's why we begin to hear things like, what is your customer persona? What's your customer demographic, your customer psychographics, and all this big grammar. It's really around trying to understand the customer that has the problem so that you can actually serve them well and you can actually create the solution that is right for them. And why is that important? I remember a story I've heard of this organization that went to a village and found out that they didn't have water. Okay, so they immediately say, oh, the problem is they don't have water. Let's create boreholes for them. But they didn't quite spend time really understanding the customers. They just assumed that, okay, the problem is they don't have water, they need a borehole. So they created the borehole. And then they created the borehole, and then guess what? Nobody in the village was using the borehole. The borehole was there, nobody was using it. And then they now said they went and did further investigation and they found out something. What did they find out? They found out that the reason why nobody was using the borehole was actually because the villagers liked to go to the stream because that was where they socialized. So the problem was not only that they didn't have a borehole and that's why they went to the stream. The problem was that not only they used the stream as a social point. So that's where the girls and the guys met. That's where the toasting used to happen. And so really and truly, they didn't use the borehole because they didn't want to lose their social, gatherings and all that. So, and that's why it's not only about identifying the problem. It's about knowing the customers and understanding their pain points and creating a solution for their pain point. Very, very important. I mean, personally, as a company, this is one lesson we have learned the hard way. Okay, we also did that whole villager need water kind of thing. And then we found that we created a solution that was not really the solution that the customer needed. So that's why you need to understand the customer and spend time creating a solution that will provide value to them. So the third thing is, once you are clear about the solution, a lot of successful entrepreneurs now say, okay, fine, I have the solution. It has worked for 1, 2, 3. How can I serve more people with this, my solution? Okay, 1, 2, 3 people are using my solution. Great. How can I serve more people with this, my solution? So they always find ways to serve more people with a similar pain point, and it's called scale. Okay, so they created a solution, maybe serving 5 people or 10 people or 100 people, and they now begin to think about it. Wow, how can this same solution serve 1,000 people, 10,000 people, 100,000 people, or maybe 1,000,000 people? And that's when it's called scale, and that's how they become much more successful. The fourth thing is that they standardize their process. Okay, they standardize their process and create repeat experiences to build their brand. Extremely important. Why is this important? It's important because people want to know that when they go into a place, they get the same experience. The other day at the office, we bought food from a certain brand, that is supposed to be popular. But my team members were giving a feedback that every time they eat the food from these people, it doesn't taste the same. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. And that already tells me that they don't really have standardized process. People like predictable results. And successful entrepreneurs understand this, especially if they want to scale and have multiple branches. They want people to enter a certain location of their business and have a similar experience like another location of their business. So they spend a lot of time creating standard operating procedures, standardizing their processes to create repeat experiences that help them to build their brand. So you can say, oh, if it is X brand, you will get Y experience. Okay, and that's very important. That helps you like really build a successful business. And one of the things I learned from them. The fifth thing is that successful entrepreneurs are building for the long game. What does this mean? So they're not just trying to just survive. No, they're building a business that will maybe outlive them, or at least would live for many more years. And because they're thinking like that from the long game, they understand that they have to have the right structures, that the business has to be properly structured. Okay, because if the business is not properly structured, the business cannot be sustainable. If the business is only just feeding them for now, it can't be a sustainable business. And that's why successful entrepreneurs, they build with the long term in mind. They understand the importance of having business structures, the way the business is run, organization structure, the way the finances are organized, the way the registration is done, because they are not building a fly by night. Okay, they are building for the long term. I know, because I'm an entrepreneur, I know how tasking and sometimes expensive it might be to put structures in place. But if you have a vision and you're playing for the long term, you know that investment is worth it. I mean, this week we're in, there are few expenses we have to make, legal expenses, but we need to make it because we're building for the long haul. We need to do a couple of registrations. We need to do, a couple of things that would help us build for the long haul. But we need to do it because we understand that is how you build for the long term. You make sure that you have the right structure, the right business processes that increases your credibility and helps your business to be sustainable. So that's the fifth thing that successful entrepreneurs do. The sixth thing is that they invest in finding the right team. There's this African proverb I love, I always quote it. It says that if you want to go fast, go alone. But if you want to go far, okay, go with others. So very similar to having the long game. You can't build a successful enterprise on your own. A successful business needs the right team of people. And I've learned that so much in the last few years that we've run our current company, because I realized that if you find the right person and put them in the right office, the business does well. If you find the wrong person, the person can pull the ship down. So they invest in finding the right people because they know that the right people can help to be a catalyst for success. So very important. If you're an entrepreneur, you need a team. If you're an entrepreneur, you probably already know because you already have team members that are all working together to create a successful organization. Okay, so number 7, they manage their finances well to ensure stability and longevity. Very similar to number 5, the long game. So, I mean, that this is not a fly-by-night thing. You want to build a successful enterprise. Managing your finances is key, like it's everything. Because I've seen a lot of business. In fact, when they say that, is it 50% of startups fail in the first 5 years? A lot of the issues are around financial management, money management, okay? And how they manage their finances. I mean, in our company, I'm very fanatical about how we're managing our finances. Because I realized that In startup world, we say we're default alive, and default alive means that you do have enough resources to keep going. Okay, so if you don't have the finances, you reduce your chances of success. So managing the finances very well. And if you are like a solo entrepreneur or you want to start a side gig, this is one thing I want to, caution you about. Please don't eat your capital. Okay, separate your business from your personal expenses. Even if it's a side gig, you know that you can pay yourself a small salary or an allowance from your side gig. And this is something I was saying to my team members that one of my first side gigs was when I was working in consulting. Okay, I noticed that people loved were looking for like stylish alternative corporate wears apart from what we were wearing. We used to wear suits and everything, but we wanted something different. So I started to make stylish corporate shirts. I set out an amount as my capital, and I made sure that every single amount of money I was making from that I didn't touch it. Instead, I used to give myself a very tiny allowance every month just to keep myself motivated, but I didn't touch it. I kept keeping my account, and guess what? By the end of that year, that my revenue from that business had grown 200% because of financial management and discipline. Okay, but imagine I was eating my capital, eating all my profits. I wouldn't have anything to show for it. And I've seen this affect so many businesses. I mean, life happens, I understand. Emergencies happen, I understand. And sometimes we can't help it. But as much as possible, proper financial management is one of the things I've seen that has set successful business apart. Okay, being able to be disciplined, being able to play the long game, being able to delay gratification is extremely important, because if you have those habits, okay, you're most likely to build a successful business. And this is what a lot of successful entrepreneurs have done. I remember hearing Elon Musk say that at some point when he got his, I think his, how do I put it, got the money from selling PayPal, yeah, he invested that money in 3 companies. And I think he said he was so broke that he was sleeping on his friend's couch, or I can't remember the real story. But the bottom line is he knew that he needed to invest his money in the business. Okay, and he was willing to sacrifice and sleep on somebody's couch. Of course, you know that he's one of the richest people in the world right now, right? But it is that perspective of, you know what, I need to manage the finances well. I need to reinvest finances in this business to ensure that this business has stability and longevity. So very, very important. So manage business finances well and reinvest the business finances to continue to grow the company and keep the company alive. Okay. Then the 8th secret is successful entrepreneurs track their core metrics and seek ways to improve them. What is core metrics? Core metrics are sort of like the drivers of the business, the things that you know that, oh, 1, 2, 3 are the things that are measuring to ensure that this business is healthy. Okay, so for example, in a tech company, you might be measuring daily users or monthly users of your platform or your product. Okay, you might be measuring monthly recurring revenue. That's how much you're making on a monthly basis, or how is it growing, how is it declining, or whatever it is. So you're tracking metrics. You're actually saying, okay, we're growing, or this is going well. Why is this not? Or this is not going well. What can I do to improve it? So successful entrepreneurs know their numbers. They are constantly tracking their metrics and constantly looking for ways to improve them, because it's really about Kaizen, right? Continuous improvement. And you need to continue to do that. Okay. Then the 9th point is successful entrepreneurs build a brand. Of course, they know that a brand takes time to build. But the truth is, a brand is why we look at some products and we recognize them. We might not even see the name. We might just see like a symbol or logo and we know, oh, this is X, like Nike. We see that swoosh. We know, oh, this is Nike, because Nike has built a brand. And a brand is associated with something. So successful entrepreneurs understand this and they focus on building a brand. So if you are starting a business, side business, or you have a business, building a brand that is known for something is extremely important. It's not going to happen overnight. I mean, for example, our company, our brand, Ruzo, it's not everybody that knows the brand. It's still growing. But we are focused on continuously looking for ways to put the brand out there and measure the metrics of how many people are getting to know the brand. So extremely important. Focus on building a brand, because the brand will serve you in the long term. I mean, I heard it was something one time that Coca-Cola is more popular than some religions in the world because it's, most people in the world know Coca-Cola. So that's the power of a brand. Okay, and so the 10th point is that successful entrepreneurs are continuous learners. They seek guidance. They seek support. They seek support from consultants, from coaches, from mentors, from advisors. They know that no man is an island. They know that they can't do it all on their own. I remember a couple of years ago when I was doing B2B sales, and I went to this particular organization, very popular, but I don't want to mention the name. And some of the staff of that organization were complaining that the founder of the organization spends too much money on consultants and all that. But the truth is that once I heard that, I knew that this is why this man is one of the richest men in Africa, because he understands that he doesn't know everything, that he needs to consult coaches, consult mentors, consult experts, and pay to help the business become better. And this is something that I would like to encourage you guys to do. If you are an entrepreneur or you want to start a business or you already run a business, invest in experts, invest in consultants, invest in coaches. Okay. One of the things I also do, I mean, for all of you who know me, I have a background in business coaching, and I still offer coaching sessions for people who want to sort of maybe create their new businesses or grow their existing business or take their businesses to the next level. Okay. Or even create a side gig and just need clarity on what kind of side gig can I create? How do I run it? What kind of product or service can I create? Using my skills, my gifts, my talents that people are going to like. So I offer some coaching session. I think I'll just put it, put my financial blueprint coaching in the comments below. But seek help. Okay, no man is an island. You don't know it all. Join networks with people who know better than you. Talk to consultants, talk to experts, okay, and let them help you, because this is what successful entrepreneurs do. I remember listening to Oprah Winfrey, and she was saying that one time her network was failing, the own network. She had to call her friend Tyler Perry and said, Tyler, what am I going to do? Am I going to help you? How are you going to help me? And Tyler said, don't worry, Oprah. I'm going to create 1 or 2 or 3 series, and these series are going to be hits. And because of that, your network is going to take off. So she knew, she's Oprah, right? She's a billionaire, but she still knew she couldn't do it on her own. She knew that she needed help and she sought help. So never be ashamed. Never be afraid to seek help if you need help. It will only help you become better. It will only make your life better. So, I hope these 10 secrets have added value to you. In the month of October, I'm literally going to talk about entrepreneurship. And at the end of the month, I'm going to launch a Start Your Business Challenge. So it's going to be a 14 days challenge where I will give like regular prompts on what you need to do if you want to start a side gig, or you want to, ramp up your main gig, or there's an idea that you had, but you never done anything about it. Hopefully that challenge is going to help you there. And I'm going to start announcing it, by the middle of October, but that's really what October is really going to be about. I hope this added value to you. If you watch it in the replay, please let me know what resonated with you. Let me know what you're going to do differently. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and turn on the notification, because it will let you know every time I go live on Sundays. So I go live on Sundays by 6 p.m. So please share with a friend, turn on your alarms, make it a date to say, okay, I want to catch you live, because maybe if you catch me live, you're going to be able to ask me questions, we're going to be able to talk about the topic I'm talking about, and let me know if this added value to you. Totally. Thank you all for watching, and for all those watching the replay, thank you for watching the replay. And I will see you again next week, same time. I'll see you again next week, same time, by the grace of God. Thank you. Okay, yeah, I want to stop the streaming.